Hello students, welcome back to the electrochemistry class. In today's class, let's discuss about variation of conductivity and molar conductivity with the concentration. Okay, so the variation of conductivity and molar conductivity with the concentration. Now, so what is the meaning of conductivity? So we know that conductivity is a conductance of a solution when it is 1 meter long and area of cross section is 1 meter square. Okay, so conductance means it is a capacity of a solution to conduct the electricity, whereas if you say conductivity, then it is same as conductance, but you have to consider per unit volume. So in that region, whatever the capacity of that particular solution is there, then it is conductivity. And what about molar conductivity? Molar conductivity, it is a conductance produced from the ions which is produced from 1 mole of electrolyte. So now both conductivity as well as molar conductivity, it changes with the concentration of the electrolyte. Now let us discuss the variation of conductivity or effect of dilution on conductivity. Effect of dilution on conductivity. So now if you consider a solution, so let us take a solution here inside the conductivity cell. Now the capacity of this solution to conduct the electricity is nothing but conductance. Now if you say conductivity, you have to consider the region where the length of the solution, if it is, let it be 1 centimeter, and area of cross section 1 centimeter square. So in that region we need to say about the conductance. Okay, now as the concentration of the solution is decreased, if we decrease the concentration of the solution, you know that in a highly concentrated solution, see, if the solution is highly concentrated, that means the interionic interactions which are present between the ions is more. There is a strong interionic attractions may exist in between the ions. So for example, this is highly concentrated solution. So this is concentrated solution. In this particular solution, in between the ions, there is a strong interaction or a strong interionic forces may exist. Now, if we decrease the concentration of the solution, or as the solution is diluted, what happens? The interionic interactions between the ions decreases because of the increase in the volume of the solution, because we have diluted the solution, right? So we have decreased the concentration of the electrolyte. In other words, solution gets diluted. That means the number of ions, the force of interaction between the ions decreases. So as a result, these ions, they move far away from one another. So now in this region, the number of ions which are present in per unit volume, this region decreases, right? So as the solution diluted, or if we decrease the concentration of the electrolyte, the interionic interactions between the ions decreases. So what happens? These ions, they move far away from one another. As a result, in this area, the number of ions which are responsible for carrying the current decreases. That means conductivity decreases with the decrease in concentration. Okay. Or what is the effect of dilution on conductivity? As the solution gets more and more diluted, or if we decrease the concentration of the electrolyte, the number of ions in this region is decreases because of the decreased interionic interactions. The number of ions which are responsible for carrying the current is decreases, automatically conductivity decreases. So what is conductivity? Conductivity is the conductance of a solution when it is 1 meter long and area of cross section is 1 meter square. ಸೊ ಅಷ್ಟು ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯಿತು, ಅದು ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರೀಜನ್ decreases, automatically conductivity decreases with the decrease in the concentration of the electrolyte. So this is holds good even for strong electrolytes as well as for weak electrolytes. Okay, now let us discuss about the variation of molar conductivity with the concentration. So now let us consider effect of dilution on molar conductivity. Okay, so let us discuss about effect of dilution on molar conductivity. So molar conductivity, it is given by the formula K by C, where K stands for conductivity and C is the concentration. So molar conductivity, if you take 1 mole of electrolyte, if you consider 1 mole of sodium chloride, what happens on dissociation? It will produce Avogadro number of Na plus ions as well as Avogadro number of chloride ions. So because of all these ions, the solution gets conductance. So that conductance is termed as molar conductivity. So molar conductivity, it is a conductivity produced from the ions which are produced from 1 mole of electrolyte. So which is given by lambda m equal to K by C. We know that here concentration, if it is in terms of molarity, what is the formula of molarity? It is a number of moles. Number of moles divided by volume of the solution in liters. That means concentration and volume, they are inversely proportional to each other. So I'll consider here 1 by C. I can write like this, K into V, where V is a volume of the solution containing 1 mole of the electrolyte. Let us consider this is a solution, electrolytic solution with the volume V. Okay, so this is volume V of a solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte, because we are talking about molar conductivity. Okay, so molar conductivity, it is K by C, which is equal to K into V, where 1 by C, the reciprocal of volume, we can write it as concentration. Therefore, lambda m is equal to the product of conductivity and volume. Now, if we decrease the concentration of the electrolyte, let us dilute the solution by adding excess amount of solvent. So ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ವಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬೈ ಆಡಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ solvent, automatically volume of the solution increases. So V goes on increases, isn't it, which contains 1 mole of the electrolyte. Okay, so we are decreasing the concentration. Concentration ಅನ್ನು decrease ಮಾಡೋದಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ solution dilute ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು. So solution can be diluted by adding excess of water or solvent. So as a result, volume of the solution which contains 1 mole of electrolyte is increases. But what about conductivity K? We know that we have already discussed Upon dilution, as we decrease the concentration of the electrolyte, conductivity goes on decreases. What is conductivity? We have to talk about per unit area, per unit volume. So, ಆದಷ್ಟು region ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂತಿಷ್ಟ 1 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಲೆಂತ್ 1 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಏರಿಯಾ 1 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಆಸ್ ಎ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕರೆಂಟ್ automatically is less. That means conductivity decreases. So here there are two factors. Upon dilution or as we decrease the concentration of the electrolyte by adding excess of solvent, volume of the solution goes on increases, whereas conductivity decreases. So when compared to this factor, the decrease in the conductivity factor is less. So automatically upon dilution, what happens? Molar conductivity increases. Molar conductivity increases with the dilution, or in other words, molar conductivity increases with the decrease in the concentration of the electrolyte. So as we decrease the concentration of the electrolyte, molar conductivity goes on increases. Now let us study in detail for strong electrolytes as well as for weak electrolytes. So now we know that strong electrolytes are the substances. Strong electrolytes are the electrolytes which undergo complete dissociation. Okay, it undergo complete dissociation. So if you take sodium chloride, since it is a strong electrolyte, completely it will undergo dissociation to form or to produce Na plus and chloride ions, isn't it? Now as we decrease, see, if you have a sodium chloride solution, now let us decrease the concentration of the solution. ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡುವ, ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ. ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಯಿತು, degree of dissociation is very high, the number of ions produced is also very high. As a result, molar conductivity lambda m goes on increases, it gradually increases with the decrease in the concentration. Molar conductivity gradually increases with the decrease in the concentration. Decrease in the concentration nothing but as the solution becomes dilute solution. As the solution diluted, the concentration of the electrolyte decreases, automatically molar conductivity increases. Now if you draw a graph by taking lambda m, that is a molar conductivity, unit is Siemens centimeter square per mole versus concentration or root C along x-axis. This is for strong electrolyte. So strong electrolyte are the substances which always undergo complete dissociation. So the number of ions produced is very high. So as the solution diluted or as we decrease the concentration of the electrolyte, solution na concentration kadime madudu anta helidre solution dilute aagta banda hage enayitu, number of ions dissociated number of ions is very high. As a result, volume of the solution is more, automatically molar conductivity goes on increases. So as we see the graph, as we decrease the concentration, see as the solution gets more and more diluted, what happens? The limiting molar conductivity, it is increases. Like this we get a straight line. If we extrapolate this graph or this curve to, then we'll get intercept here. Okay, Now, the effect of dilution on molar conductivity in case of strong electrolytes can be expressed by one equation that is given by lambda m is equal to lambda m naught minus A into C to the power half. This is known as Debye-Huckel-Onsager equation, where lambda m is molar conductivity, lambda m naught is limiting molar conductivity. Limiting. Okay, this is limiting molar conductivity. What is limiting molar conductivity? When the concentration approaches almost to zero. When the concentration approaches to zero. At the zero concentration means at an infinite dilution. At infinite dilution, the molar conductivity value is termed as limiting molar conductivity, and thereafter, after this particular point, there is no variation. Okay, so when the concentration reaches almost to zero, then in that point, molar conductivity is termed as limiting molar conductivity, which is represented by the symbol lambda m naught, and where A is a constant and C is a concentration. So if you compare this equation with the equation of the straight line, that is y equal to mx plus c. If you draw a graph of y versus x, y here is lambda m versus x, that is concentration to the power half or root c, we get a straight line with the slope is equal to minus a. With the slope is equal to minus a, and y-intercept is limiting molar conductivity. Okay, this is in case of strong electrolytes. So, variation of conductivity and molar conductivity with the dilution. As we decrease the concentration of the electrolyte, conductivity decreases. And molar conductivity, if we decrease the concentration or the solution is diluted, then molar conductivity increases, because where volume of the solution containing 1 mole of the electrolyte is increases. In case of strong electrolytes, what happens? As we decrease the concentration, solution dilute ಆದ ಹಾಗೆ molar conductivity gradually increases and it reaches a value where afterwards there will be no changes in the molar conductivity value. So, when the concentration reaches almost to zero, where at a zero concentration the molar conductivity measured is limiting molar conductivity. Okay. Now, effect of dilution on molar conductivity in case of strong electrolytes. So, let us study about effect of dilution on molar conductivity in case of weak electrolytes. Okay. What are weak electrolytes? Weak electrolytes are the substances which undergo only partial dissociation. So, weak electrolytes are the substances which undergo only partial dissociation. As a result, the number of ions produced is less. Number of ions produced is less. So, partial weak electrolyte ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. Less number of ions are produced. Now, let us decrease the concentration. ಈಗ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನಿನ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ. So, as the solution diluted, the dissociation increases. Dissociation increases, so the number of ions produced is also increases. As we decrease the concentration, concentration ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಮಿಡ್ಲಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಆ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಆ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ದೂರ ದೂರ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ ಎಮ್, molar conductivity is directly proportional to volume. So lambda m equal to K into V. Molar conductivity is directly proportional to volume. So as the volume increases, by diluting the solution, automatically molar conductivity increases. In case of weak electrolytes, the curve is, see, I'll draw one more graph here for weak electrolytes like this. Variation of molar conductivity versus concentration for weak electrolytes. See, as the concentration of the electrolyte solution is decreased, then the molar conductivity goes on increases. When the concentration reaches almost zero, or when the concentration is zero, then it will limiting molar conductivity, it increases rapidly like this. So this is for weak electrolyte. Let it be for acetic acid, which is a weak electrolyte. This is weak electrolyte. Now if you look at this graph, you won't get here y-intercept because we cannot extrapolate this curve to y-axis. In this case, in case of weak electrolytes, the limiting molar conductivity, it cannot be obtained graphically. Whereas in case of strong electrolytes, the limiting molar, what is limiting molar conductivity? What is molar conductivity? Molar conductivity ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು 1 mole electrolyte ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ 1 mole electrolyte ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವಗಾಡ್ರೋ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಯಾನ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ಆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನಿಗೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಬರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಿಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ? ಲಿಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನಿನ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆದರೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಟ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ the number of or inter-ionic interaction is negligible, very very negligible. ಹೌದಾ? ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೈಮಲ್ಟೇನಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನಿನ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಗೋಸ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್, ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ complete dissociation, so the number of ions produced is more. So as decrease in the concentration of the electrolyte, molar conductivity gradually increases and it will reach one limiting value, and afterwards there will be no changes in the molar conductivity value. ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ 0 ಆಗುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೈಲಿ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, and where that point is limiting molar conductivity. So for strong electrolyte we can calculate or we can determine the limiting molar conductivity from the graph, whereas for weak electrolytes, since it undergo only partial dissociation, the graph is like this. Using this graph, it's not possible to calculate the limiting molar conductivity because we cannot extrapolate the curve. Okay, so in order to calculate the limiting molar conductivity lambda m naught for weak electrolytes, we need to go for one very important law that is called Colrausch law of independent migration of ions. So what is that law? It is Colrausch law of independent migration of ions. So I'll write here Colrausch law of independent migration of ions. Okay, Colrush law of independent migration of ions. So this law states that limiting molar conductivity lambda m naught for any electrolyte is the sum of sum of the individual contributions of cations and anions respectively. See, if the electrolyte given here is acetic acid CH3COH, it is an electrolyte, weak electrolyte. Now, in order to calculate the limiting molar conductivity, that is lambda m naught CH3COH, which is equal to, it is a summation of the limiting molar conductivity of cation and anions. Here anion is acetate ion CH3COO minus plus cation is H plus. So limiting molar conductivity of H plus. So Colrush law of independent migration of ions. This law states that limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte is the sum of the contribution or individual contributions of cations and anions. So, in the electrolyte in a weak electrolyte alli limiting molar conductivity find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ we need to go for this law, Colrush law of independent migration of ions, which states that the limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte can be represented as the summation of limiting molar conductivity of cations as well as anions. That is a statement. So, what is the statement? Limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte is the sum of the contributions of cations and anions respectively. Okay, so what is the application of Colrush law? Using Colrush law, one can find out the limiting molar conductivity of weak electrolyte. So this law is applicable even for strong electrolyte. So for strong electrolyte, both graphical method as well as this law holds good. Whereas for weak electrolyte, we cannot calculate the limiting molar conductivity using graph. That's why we have to go for this law, Colrush law. So using this, we can calculate the limiting molar conductivity of any weak electrolyte. That is the first application of Colrush law. What is the first significance or a use of this law? Using Colrush law, one can find out the limiting molar conductivity of weak electrolyte. The second application of this law, we know that weak electrolyte undergo only partial dissociation. So if alpha is a degree of dissociation that we have studied in your previous first year class, right? So degree of dissociation represented by the symbol alpha. Now alpha can be calculated. It is a ratio of limiting molar conductivity at a concentration, any concentration, divided by limiting molar conductivity. So using Colrush law, we can also determine the degree of dissociation by using the formula molar conductivity at concentration C divided by limiting molar conductivity lambda m naught. So once we get the value of alpha, we can also calculate dissociation constant of any weak acid with the formula alpha square C divided by 1 minus alpha. So using degree of dissociation, we can also calculate the dissociation constant of weak acid. So this is the application of Colrush law. So what is Colrush law of independent migration of ions? It states that the limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte is a summation of or a sum of the contributions of cations and anions respectively. Very, very important law, important for 1 mark. So state Colrush law of independent migration of ions. Next, we shall discuss some of the numerical problems on this concept. Okay, now let us consider the first problem. Calculate lambda m naught for calcium chloride and magnesium sulfate from the data given below. So here they have given the limiting molar conductivity of calcium ion is 119 Siemens centimeter square per mole, and a limiting molar conductivity of chloride ion is 76.3 Siemens centimeter square per mole, and for magnesium the value is 106, and for sulfate ion the limiting molar conductivity is 160 Siemens centimeter square per mole. Now let us calculate the limiting molar conductivity of calcium chloride. See, this can be calculated by making use of, by the help of Kohlrausch law. So now let us consider the first electrolyte, that is calcium chloride. So calcium chloride, it will undergo dissociation to produce calcium 2 plus ions and chloride ions. So here we need to balance the equation. Here there are 2 chlorine, so put 2 Cl minus. Okay, now let us apply Kohlrausch law. So it states that limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte, it is a sum of limiting molar conductivity of cation as well as anion. So calcium chloride, here limiting molar conductivity of calcium 2 plus what you have to write? Here there are 2 chlorides, so we need to put a stoichiometric coefficient 2 here, then lambda naught of Cl minus. Now let us substitute the value here. Lambda, limiting molar conductivity of calcium, it is given, what is the value? 119 plus 2 into, what is the limiting molar conductivity of chloride? It is 76.3. So you can calculate the limiting molar conductivity of calcium chloride. So the answer here is, it is 271.6. Okay, so 271.6 Siemens centimeter square per mole. Let us calculate the limiting molar conductivity of one more electrolyte, that is magnesium sulfate. So we know that magnesium sulfate, it dissociate to produce Mg2 plus ion and SO4 2 minus ion. No need to balance the equation. According to the law, limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte, that is MgSO4, which is equal to limiting molar conductivity of magnesium ion and limiting molar conductivity of sulfate ion. Let us substitute the values. Here already given limiting molar conductivity of magnesium, it is 106 plus sulfate, it is 160. So the answer is here 266. It is 266 Siemens centimeter square per mole. So this is about first problem. Now let us consider the second one. What is given? The conductivity of 0.001028 mole per liter acetic acid is 4.95 into 10 to the power minus 5 Siemens centimeter inverse. Calculate its dissociation constant if limiting molar conductivity for acetic acid is 390.5 Siemens centimeter square per mole. So now let us write the values given. The conductivity of 0.001028 mole per liter. What is that? It is a concentration. C is given 1028 mole per liter. What is the value of conductivity? It is 4.95 into 10 to the power minus 5 Siemens centimeter inverse. Calculate dissociation constant Ka. And what is given? Limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid, it is 390.5. Okay, in order to calculate the dissociation constant, we have the formula K is equal to alpha square C divided by 1 minus alpha, isn't it? So Ka alpha square C divided by 1 minus alpha. Is there the value of alpha given in the problem? No. So first we need to calculate alpha. So alpha, it's not there. So in order to calculate alpha, what is the formula? Lambda m by lambda m naught. So in the problem we have limiting molar conductivity value, but what about molar conductivity? It is not given. So first we have to calculate molar conductivity lambda m by using the formula K by C. We have conductivity value and concentration is given. See, the unit of conductivity, it is in Siemens centimeters. So let us convert the concentration, it is in liters to centimeter. Okay, so we know that 1 liter which is equal to 1000 cm cube. So directly we can write instead of liter 10 to the power 3. Okay, so let us substitute here. The conductivity, it is 4.95 into 10 to the power minus 5 divided by concentration, it is in liters. Since the numerator is in centimeters, we need to convert liters to centimeters. So I'll write like this: 0.001028 concentration in terms of molarity, number of moles divided by volume of the solution. So the number of moles divided by 1000. Why? Because 1 liter which is equal to 1000 cm cube. So find out the answer here. Lambda m is equal to, it is 48.15 Siemens centimeter square per mole. Okay, that is molar conductivity. So here we can calculate alpha, that is a degree of dissociation. So lambda m, it is 48.15 divided by lambda m naught, it is 390.5. So what is the answer? Alpha is 0.1233. 0.1233. That is degree of dissociation. Let us calculate dissociation constant Ka by substituting. Ka is equal to alpha square C divided by 1 minus alpha. So we get, what is the alpha? It is 0.1233. It's a square. Concentration 0.001028 divided by 1 minus 0.1233. So find out the answer here. We'll get the dissociation constant K, which is equal to 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 5. Answer is 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 5 mole per liter. Since it has the dissociation constant, the numerator is in mole per liter. So the unit of dissociation constant, write mole per liter. So this is about second problem. Now we have one more, the last problem. Let us write lambda m naught for sodium chloride. Third problem, lambda m naught for sodium chloride NaCl, potassium chloride. Sorry, it is HCl, not KCl. Potassium, it is HCl, sodium acetate NaAC. Sodium acetate are 126.4, 425.9 and 91.0 Siemens centimeter square per mole respectively. Calculate lambda limiting molar conductivity for acetic acid HAC, where AC stands for CH3COO, acetate. Okay. Now let us write. Here limiting molar conductivity of sodium chloride is given. So I'll write limiting molar conductivity of sodium chloride by applying or based on the Kohlrausch law. We can write lambda Na plus Cl minus. So the limiting molar conductivity value is given, it is 126.4. This is equation 1. So the next is limiting molar conductivity of HCl, which is equal to summation of limiting molar conductivity of H plus and Cl minus. Let it be equation 2. And the third equation, it is given for sodium acetate NaAC, which is equal to limiting molar conductivity of sodium ion, equation 3. Now the required equation here is for acetic acid HAC. Required equation, calculate the limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid HAC. That means H plus limiting molar conductivity of acetate. Okay. Now using this equation, we have lambda H plus in the second equation and acetate ion in the third equation. So let us add equation 2 and 3, and the remaining one is equation 1. Let us subtract equation 1. So we get equation 2 plus 3. So we get lambda H plus lambda Cl minus plus equation 3 lambda naught Na plus lambda naught acetate minus equation 1. So minus lambda Na plus minus lambda Cl minus. So here sodium gets cancels and for chloride. So we get lambda naught H plus and lambda naught C minus. Now so this is the limiting molar conductivity of HAC, acetic acid. So we have added equation 2 plus 3. So what is the value of limiting molar conductivity of HCl? It is 425.9 plus we have added equation 3. So what is the sodium acetate? What is the value? It is 91.0, and we subtracted equation 1. What is the limiting molar conductivity value? 160.4. So if you do the calculation, you will get the limiting molar conductivity of acetic acid. So the answer here is 390.5 Siemens centimeter square per mole. So this is the answer. Okay, so this is about the third problem. Thank you.